This was no shop, no nothing. I was literally tattooing in the basement in the corner of an abandoned looking building when I was working by myself. People thought they was going to get robbed when they came to, to the place I was tattooing them at. What's up, y'all? It's Ryan from Black Ink Crew Chicago. We're going to take a look back at all the tattoos I've done over all the seasons of Black Ink Crew. That was the world's first look at seeing, you know, how myself and Nine Mag does freestyle. The reactions of people seeing me freestyle seemed like it was something that they never saw before. So that's what Nine Mag was about. I didn't know how much further my career was gonna go when you start tattooing. You just either put it all on learning, and I put everything into learning and developing my craft. Oh man, I remember this one. I flipped out behind the scenes on that one. And that's my homie, but that was one of the most intricate explained tattoos that he wanted to do. And I'm like, yo, you really gonna make me do all this right now?
Oh man, it's perfect.
Did we get it?
Oh yeah, nailed it.
Terry's one of my favorite clients ever, And she's been working with me since pretty much the beginning, and I was a survivor tattoo for her. I think at that point, that's what allowed for people to see that, just what we can call Black ink and we Black artists, that, we weren't limited to only tattooing Black people, in the hood and stuff like that. I had a 50-something-year-old white woman from the suburbs, who appreciated our work. I think it's more about taking my time to learn and want to be able to expand to different mediums of tattooing. There's so much stuff out here that's changing every day, and these artists are amazing. And we see so much stuff. I can literally be working on the best piece I'm doing for 10 hours, and then once I stop and I open my phone and scroll to see all these amazing artists that I follow, I feel like, man, I ain't did nothing. I remember being nervous during that one. I'm pretty much nervous in all my tattoos. My homie Push. I try to stay away from tattooing my celebrity and athlete clients.
All right, bro. I think you're done.
But like Push is like family, man.
This is my world now.
Nicki. Man, I appreciate Nicki, opening up to being able to show that we could tattoo her. Because she only had one tattoo. And then, people, they put so much on tattooing celebrities. Like I said, I try to stay away from tattooing celebrities, but Nicki's a great person. And we had a common friendship at that time to where she just, she was like, hey, if you want to do it, you can come do it. I'm busy. But she literally was shooting the video all day long. And that little piece took about 6 hours because she had to stop. She had like 40 different people come through the studio, and she don't like tattoos, so. Oh yeah, that's for my homie, man. He lost his son. We really get to do these sentimental pieces for people. I think that's the best part of my job is getting, our clients to that stepping stone of being, either the level of closure or that forever remembrance. We become like therapists in that, man. You got to hear people's problems and hear what's really going on in their life. And sometimes you have to make sure that you closing out everything that they hold and leave it all on the table. I definitely see in every piece that I do, an improvement of myself, but that's because I'm working harder to, be better than every last piece. But that's an artist, we real critical of our stuff, so. Some artists feel like everything they do is their best pieces. I never really go back and say, this is my favorite piece, or, because I feel like I should have grown from the piece that I've done. I literally will do the next tattoo and feel how much I've grown from the one I just did yesterday. So, hopefully the people see the growth. I've grown more as an artist over time just because I've learned so much by being around so many different artists and actually wanting to learn. Like I said, I'm not the best artist in the world, but if I can create something that can give people closure and give them happiness, like that was what my forte was. I was never fully about going into realism or going into portraits and going into certain things. I appreciate the fact that I'm blessed to be able to have clients that I can pick and choose, and then I just try to do stuff that inspires me artistically to a newer level. You know, I don't want to never get bored with tattooing. You know, I got a lot of other stuff going on in life, and you know, tattooing is a job and a passion, but I at least make sure that I'm expressing myself through art. What up, y'all? Ryan Henry, Black Ink Crew Chicago. Make sure to subscribe to the VH1 YouTube channel.